Hello everyone, it's Jefford again from Rubik's Academy. Welcome back, welcome to the next lesson. In the last lesson, we covered what is technical analysis, what is TA. In this lesson, we're going to cover what is FA. Okay? Alright, so we already covered TA. If you still don't know what TA is, go back to the previous video. Alright, we already covered TA. Now we're going to cover FA next. Okay, now what is FA? FA basically stands for fundamental analysis. Okay, it stands for fundamental analysis. Now, if TA is looking at the charts, then FA is looking at the books of the company and probably everything else. Okay, everything else, politics, society, social trends, tech trends, social media, the public relations of the company, the internal operating efficiency of the company, the debt ratios of the company, how much debt, DEBT, how much debt the company has, how much profits the company has. In other words, the real internal value of the company. Okay, now, and that's why there's always this problem in the market, which is inefficiency. One of the biggest inefficiencies in the market when it comes to pricing a stock is the gap between TA or perhaps extrinsic value, the gap between TA to FA, intrinsic value. Okay, there is always a gap between TA and FA because there is always a gap between what the market thinks the price of a stock should be versus what the price of a stock should really be. Okay, the price of a stock should really be based on a company's performance, right? Because a stock is derived from a company. A stock is a share of a stock is a unit of representation of the company, which is basically why that unit should reflect as accurately as of what is happening within the company to a large extent. But because of the existence of TA, because of the existence of this thing called extrinsic value, which is what the market thinks the price of the stock should be, there exists this gap between TA and FA, right? Because the company could be doing very well, but because of speculation, because of certain things that they handled wrongly, because of maybe certain boycotts that are happening, the price of the stock on the chart is failing miserably. People think that the price should be lower. Okay, and the sad thing is this, market sentiment plays a big part to determine the final price of the stock. Because if enough people think that the price of the stock should be low and they act on that assumption, all right, they need to think about it, then they need to act. Only when these two things come together, the price of the stock will be affected. So assuming they act and they think, what will happen is the price of the stock will really come down. Because people will start short selling the stock, they will no longer buy the stock, they will just keep selling away whatever stock they have. Or people who don't have the shares, they start to short sell, right? They start to short sell, they borrow shares and they short sell. So it happens as well. We will talk more about what is short selling in the lessons to come. Okay, but for now, just know that FA is anything and everything that is internal to the company. Alright, and TA is anything that's external to the company. Alright, so FA is made out of things like your profitability ratios, all right, which basically measure how profitable the company is. Okay, your debt ratios or your leverage ratios is also made up of your operational efficiency ratios, your market share ratios. Okay, so these are the different ratios that a company is sort of entitled to, all right, or the kind of ratios that will be reflected on a company's books as they progress on. Now we'll go more in depth into what all these numbers mean, but just basically it just means that for every company, we would like to examine the debt level, the profitability level, and how well resources translate to profits, and how much profits the company has. Okay, now that is in a nutshell what fundamental analysis is about. Okay, now that is internal to the company, but of course other things are equally important. What other things? Your human resources are equally important, your public relations are equally important. In fact, if you ask me, I think the biggest factor that is an influencer for any company is the human resource part. All right, because if you are led by a bad leader, the company is not going to go anywhere, no matter how good the resources it has. The leader, the core management, the executive management is one of the biggest factor, if not the biggest factor. So all these other things add up to FA, and TA is just the chart. Okay, now a lot of people are going to ask me, Jefford, so which is more important? Should I just be looking at the charts? Should I be looking at FA? Should I be looking at both? Now, there is no standard answer. Different trainers, different gurus give different answers to this simple question. Okay, but for me, just in my opinion, okay, if you are a value investor, meaning that when you go into a stock, you go into the stock for the long run, right? For the long run, you need to look at FA a bit more. Okay, so for a value investor, you're right there. Okay, you look at FA way more than TA. Okay, maybe I should, let me just put it, I think I should draw it like that. Draw it like that. Okay, so value investor is here. You should be looking at FA way more than TA. Okay, if let's say you're a trader, that means, okay, you get in and out of the markets very quickly, you have limited liquidity to play with, you cannot afford to stay invested in a share or a stock for too long, you have to come in and out, then probably you will steer closer to the TA part. Okay, you will steer closer to the TA part. So it really depends which one you are in terms of your investment style. Are you the type that will go in and be there for the long run, or is your portfolio made up of different stocks and shares, and you have or you actually segregated your liquidity? Maybe this part of your money is used to invest into long-term stocks, this part of your money is used for everyday trading. I don't know. Okay, so some people, they divide or subdivide their portfolio. Okay, maybe they do this, right? They have this amount of money, maybe they reserve this part for trading, right? And they reserve this part for investing, value investing, right? So it really depends on what your style is. Okay, so there is no correct or wrong answer, but at the end of the day, if you realize, the simple and short answer is you need both. You need both. Okay, you cannot just do one without the other. It's highly dangerous. You need both. All right, so that's it for this lesson. Very short one again. Okay, thank you very much. My name is Jefford Lim. If you want more and at a faster pace, please subscribe to the Complete Foundation course, where I go through the content in a more in-depth, detailed way and at a faster pace. All right, I also have blockchain courses as well, because I'm also a blockchain, sort of a blockchain veteran, because I've been in the space for very, very long. Of course, the latest trend as of this video, 3rd September 2020, is DeFi, decentralized finance. But honestly, for that part, I'm still trying to figure it out. But it seems on the surface, it's just taking traditional financial tools and putting it in the crypto context, right? So instead of earning fiat dollars when you lend people money, you earn crypto. And that crypto can be translated into other crypto. Things like that. Okay, I don't know. I'm not the professional, I'm not the expert for DeFi. I'm also still learning, but definitely for blockchain itself, all right, especially blockchain foundation, I'm definitely vested in that space. Okay, I also do project management for blockchain projects as well. All right, just that as of now, I don't really do decentralized finance projects because I'm still trying to understand it. All right, thank you very much. Also, at the same time, please download our mobile app, our Rubik's Academy. All right, we are aiming to be the Grab, but for education. So you use Grab, you use Uber to book your private hire vehicles, right? Rubik's Academy is the go-to app for you to book your next lesson, any lesson. All right, pottery, swimming, wealth and finance, interpersonal relationships, any kind of courses you can find on Rubik's Academy. That is our vision. Alright, so help me help you to realize that vision and to make the educational market a much more efficient market for everyone. Alright, thank you very much. My name is Jefford Lim from Rubik's Academy. Thank you.